Hello there, this is Dr. Judith. Today I am going to share with you a little bit of my testimony as it relates to the last 4 years of my life. Very little, and maybe we'll continue another day. But today I went walking, as I often do. I'd stopped for a while and then I started again recently at the behest of the Lord. I know it was Him that kind of shoved me back out there because I need to be in healthy, in good shape for the work that He has ahead of me. Briefly, 4 years ago, He gave me some instructions about my life and how I was supposed to change things. I didn't want to do it at first. I was very hesitant, and because it meant going against the grain in terms of financial concerns, He really commanded me to trust Him. And at this time of my life, I had started really reading the Bible very greedily, I would say. I was hungry for the Word, and I was just consuming it daily and more. And so it was during this time that He gave me the command to start over and to trust Him, and not to rely on my own instincts, my own realities. He started showing me that He wanted me to do things differently, and that as part of that difference there would be an increase for me to simply trust Him. Now I use the word simply, but of course we know it's not that simple because we're flesh and blood. But my desire for the Lord has increased so tremendously, and my need to be in relationship with Him, my desire to please Him. And so as that raged in me, I decided that I didn't decide. I didn't decide. I got really hungry for the Lord, and I got tired of my former way of living. And that was what happened. The two roads met, and Christ won out. I just simply got tired of the way I was living. I knew something was missing. I knew that even though I'd become more obedient to Him in the last several years, I really needed to take that extra step, that final step perhaps. And so He would not let me go. He just kept, prompting me and prodding me. And finally I got weary, and I got into the place where I guess Abraham felt, when you just get tired of doing things your way and it's not working. And I was tired of giving birth to Ishmaels. I was always doing something that was not what God's ideal for me. It was not His best for me. I was always settling for an Ishmael instead of waiting for my Isaac. And so finally, one day, in just complete abandonment and somewhat of a spiritual weariness, I threw up my hands. I literally said in my living room, I stood and I said, God, you know what? Have your way. I am tired of this stress. I'm tired of struggling. And you mean me well. Now, for me to get to the point where I said, you mean me well, I had read Jeremiah 29:11, one of my favorite verses. And I think a lot of people consider that their favorite verse. But definitely it had become one of my favorite verses. And the reason why it became one of my favorite verses is that as I was in this valley of change and reconstruction and being in the fire, I had to have something to hold on to on a daily basis as to why I was going through all these necessary changes, although they didn't feel necessary when they were happening. So what I finally, in just abject tiredness and just wanting to be better in the spirit and in the flesh and in my mind, I cried out to Him. I was standing in my living room, and this was about 3.5 years ago, and I just bawled out to Him physically. I said, I can't do this anymore. Please, have your way. Let your perfect will be done, because I am tired of trying to do this my way. And that led to over 4 years now, where He has clearly showed up in my life. And Jeremiah 29:11 is my anthem. It is clear, so saliently clear, that God is my guide, my Lord, my Savior. See, what had happened is that I accepted him as my Savior years ago, but I had not accepted him fully as my Lord. So I was trying to negotiate with him, as we often do. But what happened is that my self-effort had created, like I said, so many Ishmaels. I'd done so many things that was not close to what I should be doing, really what I shouldn't be doing at all. But it kind of filled up my time, made me feel like I was doing something. Like Abraham and Sarah. They felt they were doing something when they had Hagar bear their child. They thought they were doing something. They thought they were helping God. Well, how many of us have that history and that problem of thinking that we're helping God? So in this season, almost 4 years ago, when I cried out to him and I said, I'm done. I'm tired. Have your way. It started a whole new way of life for me that I never knew that was possible. I just never knew that it was possible to live the way that I began living, and that till today, July 30th, 2014, over 4 years ago, I'm still living. It's just off the chain. It's awesome. It's unbelievable. It's phenomenal, the life that I'm living now. And what's really, really amazing is the more I give up my will to him, I am strengthened. I'm not weakened. I've become more meek, not weak. And so this is something that I want to share with you again tomorrow, this journey about where he's brought me from and where I am at present and who brought me here. And certainly it was not me. As I was walking this morning, I was listening for instructions from him and talking to him also, and it came to me that this is what I should share about where he's brought me from, where I was before, and what an awesome and wonderful God he is, what an awesome and wonderful Father that he is, and that what I have received, we all can have it from him, but we simply have to learn to turn it over to him and let go of the self-efforts. Until next time, this is Dr. Judith. God bless, and so on.